He wore his passion for his woman like a thorny crown.
That was Slip Sliding Away in all the lazy days of summer. And although all of us could use a break from the pressures of daily life, for kids, 3 months of a do-nothing summer can have a negative impact on overall success. So Rick Kamal is here to give some strategies about removing the lazy from the lazy days of summer for kids. Hi, how are you?
It's great to be here.
I think that this summer is a hard time, not so much for the kids, but for the parents, trying to come up with different types of activities to get them off the couch, to actually keep them moving when you're having to deal with a lot of really high heat. And you've got some great tips because there's some real negative impact if the kids aren't doing more during the summertime.
Oh, that's very true. You know, if kids don't exercise their brain even just 5 hours a week, they start to go back. They lose actually about 2 months of their academic progress if they just don't do anything.
So there really is a regression that takes back.
Absolutely.
That actually occurs, that keeps going backwards and backwards.
Absolutely, and that's why we really recommend folks should make a plan to set aside 5 hours. You know, that keeps you like 96% free to do all the other fun summer stuff.
All right, well, I think that's a very good point. And then you've also brought some stuff to help us as parents have these items in place so that we can make sure that we're not doing the summer slide. Let's go through some of these.
Sure. So one thing is definitely put the plan in the calendar. If you don't put it in the calendar, before you know it, the summer's over and you haven't done anything.
So you want to make sure that you're planning ahead and that maybe the kids are participating in what kinds of activities are going to go on.
Exactly. You want to be very specific about that. And so one thing we also recommend is folks spend some time learning study strategies. You know, the average kid who's getting a C should be getting a B, who's getting a B should get an A, but they don't know study strategies. And so getting, you know, a little course like what we have, the most complete student success system, can teach them how to take notes, so they spend about 1/3 less time studying during the year if they learn to take notes and review them correctly.
Is this what this is for then, to kind of help with identifying what the key words are, the questions, etc.?
Exactly. And then if you do something like this, and if you know the secret of your reviewing, which is if you review your notes within 24 hours and then once a week after that, you're going to spend about 1/3 less time studying during the year and you won't even have to cram.
That's a really good point, because in classrooms, teachers teach subject matter, but they don't necessarily teach how to learn that subject matter.
That's
and
right.
Having this where you're kind of identifying what those key words are, it makes it less overwhelming for the kids and it allows them to process.
That's right. And
great idea. I love it.
And when they learn these study strategies, most kids within about 90 days boost their grades 1 grade level up, believe it or not.
All right, that's
amazing.
great. All right, so let's move on. You've got some other items here. What are we looking at now?
Okay, so if you look here, you know, it's summertime. You're going to have a year ahead of you. Maybe you're learning geometry. Maybe you're going to be learning the periodic table. Why not get the kids a fun book about that subject that doesn't get really bogged down with technical jargon, and they can read any one of these types of books and really enjoy them and get familiar with the subject before the course actually starts.
That's a great idea, because then it also makes it a little less intimidating once you're in the classroom. You familiarized your child with some of these different subject matters so that they can go in and get a true head start.
Exactly, and then they have good questions for the teachers, etc.
All right, you got to tell me, Rick, what's going on with the lemon? What's going on with the potato?
Okay, so lemon. You know, kids love doing experiments, and you know what? They can make invisible ink at home. Just cut a lemon, take a swab, and start writing on a piece of paper. You've got invisible ink. Then take it to heat source, like a hot lamp, and suddenly the ink will show up as brown.
Really?
Now kids will ask, well, can I do it with a lime? Can I do it with an orange? How does it work? Why does it happen? They suddenly start thinking about scientific sort of stuff, and they get really engaged.
Can you do it with a lemon? I mean, with a lime? Can you do it with these other things?
You can, actually, but you have to play around and figure it out.
You have to figure it out. I shouldn't have given it away. I'm sorry about that. All right, and then another experiment here with the potato as well.
Yeah, exactly. So if you take a potato and you take a straw, it's just not going to poke it, right?
Right.
But if you take the straw and you plug it, it acts like a knife.
That's really cool.
Now, why?
I don't know.
Well, that's what you can experiment with kids and try things out and figure them out in terms of air pressure and other
So then they're going to ask those questions. Parents might even ask those questions.
Exactly.
And then you can go on a journey together to figure it out.
That's
all right,
right.
I love rocks. Maybe it's because they glisten and they gleam kind of like, rhinestones, which girls love. But this is a great thing that you can go outside and just collect all different types of rocks.
Exactly. You go hiking, pick some up, and then figure out, where did they come from? Are they just a mineral? Are they an element? What are they? And you ask questions. You start learning a lot lot more about science.
That is so cool, and it's something that's so easy to do. The simplicity of a rock can really make a difference. Well, I want to make sure that we give a shout to some friends over here, because we know that they're not going to have the summer slide. Of course, little Helen's yawning. But there are friends in the studio, so you want to wave, guys? Thanks so much. Well, thank you, Rick, for being here. And for more information, for making the most of this summer schedule, you can go to howtostudybest.com. I'm going to send it outside to you, Miss Carrie.